Hey there, gamer guys and gals. Let's talk about Bramble, the Mountain King. This will be your review, but it won't be the typical review because no publisher or developer gave me this game to review. I played this off Game Pass and I enjoyed it so much that I bought a physical copy on the Switch. Um, in my opinion, this is one of the most terrifying games while still being one of the most beautiful games you'll ever play. It really reminds me of Brothers. If you've ever played that game, beautiful game about two brothers that go on a quest to get medicine to save their father, and it's a beautiful game. It kind of feels like that mixed with a little nightmares. A lot of the boss fights and a lot of the horror aspects of the games gives off a real little nightmares vibe. I'll say I love horror games, and I haven't felt this way playing a horror game since the original Alone in the Dark back when I was a kid. That game was like terrifying to me, and it just really gave me a vibe that you don't get from a lot of games, and this did the same thing. I'd have to say Alone in the Dark as well as Deadly Premonition was another game, through my history of playing horror games that really, did something for me that felt different and, stuck with me and be some of my favorite games of all times. And I have to say the same about Bramble the Mountain King. It left a impression on me. I'll never forget playing this game. And I know I'll play this game again, and I know I'll tell other people that are horror fans, you need to play this game. There's just so much creepy stuff, so many creepy bosses, but yet sometimes the game's still so beautiful. Like you'll be walking through a nice, green field where, they'll be climbing on big king statue with a sunset behind you. It just does everything like to perfection. It brings you in the calmness with a beautiful, atmosphere, and then all of a sudden, it just flips on you, and you're running for your survival, and that's one of my favorite things about it. I, Another is just how creative, like the bosses that you go up against are, and the fact that you're just a small child, you're going against these, epic and really terrifying enemies. It just it just really hits home and really delivers what you hope for in a game like this. I highly recommend you play this. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this one, and that's kind of sad because this is one that I think really is a top five horror game of all times in my opinion. There's just so many like moments in this game, they're just so creepy and terrifying, and you're kind of stressed. How am I going to get out of this situation? There's no real penalty for death. If you die, you start back from your checkpoint, so that's good. You don't have to worry about that. You can just enjoy the game. It doesn't have to be a negative thing like if you fail. You, but there is an achievement for beating the game without dying. But God, that's hard. I think I seen like 1% of people did it or something on the Xbox achievement list. So that's a tough achievement. All the other are super easy to get. You can go back and select chapters and get the rest. So for you achievement hunters, it's an easy, I think, 950 or something. That one achievement's the only one that's going to be really difficult to do. Uh, Please grab this game if you love horror games. It's beautiful. It's terrifying. It's everything that you want in this type of game. And don't miss out on this one. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I discovered this one. I'd have been really, upset as a horror fan to have missed out on this one. So I'm going to tell you now, I'm giving it a perfect 10. It's an instant horror classic in my opinion. Just a beautiful game overall. So please check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for your support. Until next time, see you in those leaderboards.
Olidlig värma till allt som varit dött. Säg solen strålar när och allt blir